Have you ever wondered how a tiny starter inside a fluorescent bulb could be turned into a powerful little battery? That's right. In this video, we're uncovering the secrets behind those familiar starters and transforming them into a unique energy source. From cutting-edge recycling technology to surprising experiments, it's all waiting for you to discover. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a thing. Now, let's ignite your creativity. You can find these starters at electrical supply stores or inside fluorescent light bulbs. You'll need to carefully open them up and remove the capacitor inside. This step is essential to prepare the starter for its new function. You can use pliers or a similar tool to gently pry open the cap, taking care not to break it. Keeping the cap intact is important for safely handling the internal parts during the next steps. This is a capacitor. Simply use wire cutters to snip off its two legs, and it will be removed easily. A careful approach here will make disassembling and repurposing much easier and safer. Do the same with the remaining ones to remove all the capacitors. For the bulb part, I need to carefully break it open to expose the filament inside. The filament inside is usually made of an alloy, which is different from the tungsten filament found in traditional incandescent bulbs. Because it may contain mercury, which is highly toxic and dangerous, I need to wrap the bulb carefully in a cloth before breaking it open. Make sure to work in a well-ventilated area and wear protective gear, such as gloves and safety glasses, to stay safe while handling the bulb. Be careful not to let the two metal ends touch each other, as this could cause a short circuit or damage. Please watch the video until the end, and let me know which method you like most. I look forward to hearing from you. I need to prepare some candle wax. Take a pan and place the candle wax inside to melt it down. Make sure to melt the wax over low heat to prevent it from burning. Stir gently as it melts to ensure an even, smooth consistency for easier use later. I will also use some alcohol to help with the process. Dipping the filament into the melted wax coats it with a thin protective layer, which helps prevent damage and improves its durability. Make sure to let it dry fully so the wax hardens properly, ensuring the filament stays insulated and stable during your project. After dipping and letting everything dry, carefully reassemble the parts by putting the starter back together. Make sure all components fit securely to maintain stability for your next steps. Use hot glue to seal the edges securely, ensuring everything stays firmly in place. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to watch more interesting videos. Your support is our biggest motivation to make better videos. I will mix in 3 tablespoons of salt into the solution. Use a syringe to draw up the saltwater solution, then carefully inject it into the starters. This step is important to ensure the solution fills the inside properly without spilling or damaging the components. Take your time and inject slowly to avoid any leaks and achieve the best results for your project. Be sure to fill the starters only nearly full. Avoid overfilling to prevent the solution from spilling out. This helps keep everything clean and ensures the starter functions properly after reassembly. Then, use hot glue to seal the hole on top securely. This will prevent any leakage and keep the solution safely inside the starter. Repeat the same process with the remaining starters, filling each one carefully and sealing the holes with hot glue to ensure they're all properly prepared. Glue them together to combine the starters, creating a battery with a higher voltage output. I will connect them in series by attaching the positive terminal of one starter to the negative terminal of the next one. This way, the voltages add up to create a stronger battery. Use solder and a short piece of wire to make secure connections between the terminals. This ensures good electrical contact and stability in your battery assembly. Next, take two longer pieces of wire to serve as the main leads for your battery. These will allow you to easily connect your homemade battery to other devices or circuits. Each small starter has a maximum voltage of 1.5 E. So by connecting 8 of them in series, I can create a battery with a total output of 12 E. It generates voltage thanks to the electrochemical reaction occurring inside. I'm going to try charging it to see if the voltage increases. After about 15 minutes, the voltage did rise a little, so you guys can definitely give this a try yourself. If you enjoyed this experiment and want to see more cool DIY projects like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Feel free to share your results or ask any questions in the comments. I'd love to hear how your homemade batteries turn out. Remember, experimenting is all about learning and having fun. So don't be afraid to try new ideas and tweak the process to make it your own. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, and see you in the next video. Has your beloved alarm clock ever suddenly died on you, no sound, no vibration, and made you late? Don't throw it away just yet. It might just be out of battery. Today, I'm going to show you an awesome trick to bring your broken alarm clock back to life using a lemon. With just a few simple steps and a bit of basic knowledge, your clock can be up and running like normal again. Grab your tools and let's work some magic. Hit like, smash that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you won't miss any more cool life hacks. Watch batteries are usually not designed to be recharged or restored. However, in some cases, you can try a few methods to check or extend the battery's lifespan. This battery has run out of capacity due to long-term use. This type of battery is also not designed to be recharged, so boosting the voltage cannot fully restore it to its original state. These clocks still work perfectly fine. It's just that the batteries are dead. While I could simply replace them with new ones, as someone passionate about battery restoration, I'm going to revive these dead batteries and turn them into new ones. I will try measuring their voltage. This is a regular battery. This regular battery has a voltage of 1.5 volts. This battery is completely drained. These is no voltages. Restoring a battery is quite easy. You just need to understand a bit about how a battery is structured and how to stimulate its voltage. First, I need to take apart the components of this battery. Using a pair of pliers, I carefully peel away the outer casing of the battery. This is the first step to uncovering its inner structure, which holds the key to bringing it back to life. It's a bit like performing surgery. Precise focus and oddly satisfying, without damaging the graphite rod. I won't be using the black powder from the original battery anymore. Next up is the positive terminal. This is a small, raised end of the battery that we often see, and is where the electrical current flows out. Carefully removing this part will give us access to the internal materials that play a crucial role in the battery's function. This is the battery core, the heart of the entire cell. It contains the essential chemical components that generate electricity. By accessing this part, we can begin the process of reactivating or restoring the battery's original power. The body of the battery contains a layer of black powder inside, along with a graphite rod running through the center. I'm going to keep the graphite core and carefully extract the black powder free. Use a stick or anything slender and sturdy enough to scoop out the material inside. It doesn't have to be fancy, just something that can reach in and help you remove the black powder. This black powder is an electrochemical active mixture that plays a key role in generating electricity. When a battery dies, this powder has often lost much of its reactivity and can no longer participate effectively in the electrochemical reaction. That's why, in DIY battery restoration hacks, people often replace or revive this material using substances with similar properties. Instead, I'm going to create a similar substance myself. This homemade version will serve the same purpose in restoring the battery's function, and it's actually safer and easier to work with. I'm going to use a lemon and squeeze out its juice. This lemon juice will act as a natural electrolyte, an essential component in helping restore the battery's ability to generate electricity. The amount I'm using is the juice from one whole lemon. That's just enough to create a small, natural electrolyte solution for reactivating the battery's core components. Next, I'm going to use charcoal. I'll grind the charcoal down and collect a fine powder. This powder will be much easier to mix with the lemon juice. Charcoal acts as a conductive material, similar to the carbon found in the original black powder. It helps carry the electric current and supports the chemical reaction inside the battery. I'll crush it into a fine powder to mix with the lemon juice and create a DIY substitute for the original battery paste. After grinding the charcoal into a fine powder, I'll strain the lemon juice to remove any seeds, then pour into the charcoal powder. This mixture will create a homemade conductive paste that can replace the old, inactive black powder inside the battery. It's a simple yet effective combination that brings together acidity and conductivity, just what we need to revive the battery. Stir the mixture thoroughly to blend everything evenly, ensuring the lemon juice and charcoal powder combine into a smooth, consistent paste. This well-mixed paste will be ready to use as a substitute for the original battery material, helping to restore its electrochemical function. I'll carefully put this mixture back into the battery casing I took apart earlier. Filling the battery shell with this homemade paste helps recreate the internal environment needed for battery to generate electricity again. Then, I'll reassemble all the parts of the battery, carefully putting the positive terminal, graphite rod, and outer casing back together. This completes the restoration process and prepares the battery to be tested for power. I will measure the voltage of the battery to check its power level. This step helps confirm whether the restoration worked and if the battery is ready to be used again. Because I'm currently set to the 200 volt range, the meter will show this reading. It doesn't mean the battery is faulty. Make sure to switch the multimeter to the correct voltage range for small batteries, usually 2 volts or less, to get an accurate measurement. I'll adjust the multimeter to the correct voltage range of this battery, typically around 2 volts, so I can get an accurate reading of its actual voltage. Use heat shrink tubing to securely fasten and protect the battery assembly. By heating the tubing, it will shrink tightly around the battery, holding everything in place and providing insulation. But since this is a recycled battery, it won't be as perfect as a brand new one. Its usage time may only last from a few minutes up to a few hours, depending on the device and conditions. I'll connect the restored battery to the clock and test to see if it works properly. This final step will show whether our DIY restoration was successful. After carefully inserting the restored battery back in the clock, I watch as it springs to life. The second hand begins ticking steadily. The display lights up, and the alarm function activates without a hitch. It's amazing to see something that was once considered dead, now working again, all thanks to a simple homemade fix. This little success not only saves money, but also reduces waste, showing how a bit of knowledge and creativity can breathe new life into everyday objects. It's proof that sometimes, with patience and the right approach, even old batteries can surprise us and keep ticking on. And just like that, with a few simple steps, you've brought your alarm clock back to life. Easy, right? If you found this tip helpful, don't forget to hit like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more cool hacks. Drop a comment below and let me know how long it took you to change the battery. My trusty alarm clock's been out of commission. Turns out the battery is completely dead, and it's just sitting there collecting dust. Don't let these little problems trouble you. Welcome to today's awesome video, where I'll walk you through step-by-step how to replace your alarm clock battery at home. Quickly, easily, and in a way that saves you a ton of cash. With just a few simple tools, you'll turn that sleepy clock into a punctual machine in no time. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. The clock's battery is dead. I will try replacing it with a new battery. It is working normally again. This is a dead battery. These clocks still work perfectly fine. It's just that the batteries are dead. While I could simply replace them with new ones, as someone passionate about battery restoration, I'm going to revive these dead batteries and turn them into new ones. I will try measuring their voltage. Watch batteries are usually not designed to be recharged or restored. However, in some cases, you can try a few methods to check or extend the battery's lifespan. This is a regular battery. This regular battery has a voltage of 1.5 volts. This battery is completely drained. These is no voltages. Restoring a battery is quite easy. You just need to understand a bit about how a battery is structured and how to stimulate its voltage. This battery has run out of capacity due to long-term use. This type of battery is also not designed to be recharged, so boosting the voltage cannot fully restore it to its original state. First, I need to take apart the components of this battery. Using a pair of pliers, I carefully peel away the outer casing of the battery. This is the first step to uncovering its inner structure, which holds the key to bringing it back to life. It's a bit like performing surgery. Precise, focused, and oddly satisfying. Next up is the positive terminal. This is a small, raised end of the battery that we often see, and it's where the electrical current flows out. Carefully removing this part will give us access to the internal materials that play a crucial role in the battery's function. This is the battery core, the heart of the entire cell. It contains essential chemical components that generate electricity. By accessing this part, we can begin the process of reactivating or restoring the battery's original power. Prepare a glass jar. Add some water here. Then add citric acid. Stir thoroughly to make sure it fully dissolves. Although citric acid in its solid powder form does not conduct electricity because it lacks free-moving charged particles, when it is dissolved in water, it dissociates into ions, allowing it to conduct electricity. Now, take a syringe, carefully draw up the mixture we just prepared, and slowly inject it into battery cell. Make sure you add the solution gently to avoid spilling or overfilling. Now it's time to put the battery back together. Now, I'm going to use some heat shrink tubing to hold all the parts together and keep them firmly in place. Next, I'll use a lighter, or you can use a heat gun if available, to gently heat the tubing so it shrinks tightly and holds everything securely. Since it's still a bit hot, I'll just let it sit for a while and cool off. Alright, while we wait for that to cool down, let me show you a little trick that might come in handy for your future DIY battery projects. I'm going to make use of the leftover mixture, so it doesn't go to waste. Now, I'll add a small amount of baking soda to the mixture. When the citric acid solution comes into contact with baking soda, they react and create bubbles. That's because carbon dioxide gas is being produced during the reaction. I'll pour in a small amount of hydrogen peroxide. Can you guess what we're going to use this mixture for? Exactly. I'll be using this mixture as a rust remover. This mixture works well for rust removal because each ingredient plays a role. The citric acid helps dissolve and break down the iron oxide, which is a rust, by reacting with it chemically. The baking soda helps neutralize any excess acidity, preventing damage to the metal surface. Meanwhile, the hydrogen peroxide boosts the reaction by providing extra oxygen, which helps to loosen the rust even more. Altogether, this makes the mixture effective at cleaning and restoring rusty metal surfaces. Here I have two bolts that are badly rusted. As you can see, both bolts are covered with a thick layer of reddish-brown rust. The surface looks rough, uneven, and flaky. Some parts are completely corroded, and the metal underneath is no longer visible in many areas. These bolts are perfect candidates to test our rust remover. I'll submerge the bolts in solution and let them sit for about 24 hours. While the bolts are soaking, I'll switch back to working on the battery. It has cooled down and is no longer hot. So now I'm going to measure its voltage. The battery has been revived and is now holding a charge. However, since this is a recycled battery, after being reactivated, its voltage might be even higher than a brand new one of the same type. But keep in mind that its usable time can vary. Sometimes it may last only a few hours, or even just a few minutes, depending on how it's used. Still, I'm pretty happy to have revived a battery that was completely dead. And just like that, with a few simple steps, you brought your alarm clock back to life. Easy, right? It's been soaking for a whole day, and as you can see, the water has changed color. Now I'll take the bolts out and start cleaning them. Most of the rust has loosened and broken down. You can see that the thick, flaky rust has softened and turned into a muddy residue. Some areas of the bolts are already starting to show the bare metal underneath. Now I'll take some sandpaper and scrub away the leftover rust to reveal the clean metal surface. At first, the bolts were covered in thick, crusty rust, and you could barely see any metal. But after sanding, most of the rust is gone. The surface is smooth again, and the shiny metal is starting to show. They almost look brand new. In today's video, I managed to bring a dead battery back to life and made a simple rust remover to clean up these old bolts. It's always fun to see how a few common ingredients can help restore things that would otherwise be thrown away. Thanks for sticking around. And if you enjoyed this, feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more DIY tips.